An intentional disciple is someone that has fallen in love with Jesus Christ, knows that he or she is saved in the power of God's mercy, and wants to respond to that call to live out the gospel in the world. So it's someone who prays, someone who reads the Bible, someone who's active in church, celebrates the Eucharist, makes other disciples, and works for justice and charity in the world.
The greatest evangelist of all time probably was St. Paul. And without a doubt, you can see once his encounter with Christ generated that personal response in his life, he spent the rest of his life proclaiming Christ and calling others to their responsibility to the church. He moved around unlike anyone we've ever seen, with a passion unlike anyone else we've ever seen. And that's because he understood that he was given a mission by Christ.
A minimalist in any aspect of life asks the question, what do I have to do? What do I have to do to pass this test? What do I have to do to keep from getting fired from my job? What do I have to do to get into heaven? Maximalists ask the question, what can I do? Not what's the minimum, what's the maximum. And so I think a Catholic disciple is someone who has fallen in love with God and simply asks God every morning, Lord, what can I do for you? Do your will in me.
What happened to me was that I was trying to do everything and I couldn't. And I needed to recognize and let go and ask God, what's in your will? I specifically remember driving home after a long day at work and saying that if this company would fail, let it fail. If it's your will be done, I need to balance out. I need to take care of my wife, my children. I need to spend time with them. I need to do the best I can at everything in my life, not just what I think the priorities are. When I did that, when I was willing to let go of my plans and let his plans, that's when things started to succeed for me personally, business, and in my faith. That's where I started to recognize my faith.
Yeah, to evangelize is simply to share our experience of God, our love for Jesus with others, and intentional disciples just kind of do that instinctively. They don't think, oh, now I'm talking about Jesus. It's like sharing a new love or a new passion that you found. You just do it instinctively.
I was never really involved with my faith before, but when I came to high school, I really wanted to be proactive. And by joining groups and organizations, I'm in confirmation right now, which definitely has sparked a new love for faith.
And for me, it's especially important that the catechist will understand that he is doing a journey with youth and with children and with the adult. And the end of this journey is that the person who is receiving the instruction will know the person of Christ. And that means to enter in a relationship with Christ, but also in a relationship with the catechist and a relationship also with the church.
When you think of the apostles, they lived with Jesus for 3 years. They traveled with him, ate with him, watched him perform his miracles, listened to his preaching, and they were being formed even though they probably didn't know it, right? So I think we need to help our young people see that discipleship is just as natural as breathing. That it's not just going to CCD class or going to Catholic school. It's who we are, and it involves every aspect of our life.
As I'm listening to the readings and you hear the more we use our gifts, the more gifts God gives us, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, that would explain why now I feel this passion about liturgy. This is why I feel this passion about breaking into the Bible more. So I became part of a Bible study group and just learning more about the Word, learning more about what does Jesus really want us to be doing and how is He in our lives.
Jesus Christ in my life, I see Him through service. I see Him in the sick when I go to the hospital. I see Him in my neighbors who I deliver Christmas gifts to. I see Him especially in children. whenever I see a beautiful place or a beautiful person, I see Jesus in them, and that's kind of where he plays a big part in my life, is my interaction with the world and with people.
I see throughout the Archdiocese this beautiful percolation of passion for discipleship. You know, Catholics are asking themselves the same questions really all over the world, but especially locally. How can I be a better disciple of Jesus? How can I witness to my faith in order to bring others back to the church? How can I have a meaningful relationship with God that really forms and shapes my life? And really, parishes then are called to be those dynamic centers that form disciples. And if we're not doing that in parishes, we need to start.